Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back for another video. In today's video, let's take a look at Helium and their native token HNT and see where we can land with a price target for the 2024-2025 bull run. But before we dive on in, this is not financial advice. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research. I am not a financial advisor. And while I appreciate that so many of you are hopping in here from all over the place, you've got to hit that subscribe button. I make price target videos every day at 6 a.m. Eastern time on the dot. I try as much as possible to keep up with this rapidly evolving crypto space. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification button as well so that you don't miss a thing. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive on into this. I want to be upfront with you. I am not a believer in Helium. I think Helium is a scam. There is no market as of right now for what they do. 2021, we saw Helium was all the rage. People doing everything they could to try to get their hands on a Helium miner. They had to wait sometimes up to 6 months, sometimes up to a year, I think, to get their Bobcat miners. And then by the time they got them, the bull run was over. Not everyone. I mean, if you got your Helium miner early, you did great. But by the time the bull run was over, the amount of rewards that they were receiving with their Helium miners was very minimal. It was pennies. And the reason why is because people who received Helium miners early on, all of that was subsidized. That wasn't actual revenue from people utilizing the network. That was all subsidized to get people excited about buying Helium miners. The network has not grown. I have seen no proof of this having grown. The team got a ridiculous amount of the supply and they cashed out. But not only them, their friends, their family members. This was a Ponzi scheme by all definitions last bull run. And I say that with a great deal of conviction. You got in late and they were able to get in early and cash out and make their millions. And so it is what it is. Does that mean that HNT is dead, that it's not going to do anything price-wise this bull run? No, it can certainly do stuff. We can round up a new round of suckers to buy the Helium miners, but I do believe that the average person who would get into a Helium miner, that they've learned their lesson for the most part. They're not going to fall for it this time. And so, you know, you can see Helium had a decent year so far. You know, it did spike and a lot of people came out of their caves to tell me how wrong I was about Helium. It got up to $10. Let's take a look at inflation. I'll talk about that in a second. But market cap, 670 million, volume 18 million. Volume's kind of low for where HNT is now. Circulating supply, 72.14%. I will address that later on in this video. Fully diluted market cap, 929 million. It's not terrible, but you can see the difference between inflation. Not terrible. So I'll give you that. Helium's inflation, there is far worse that we have seen before when it comes to the level of inflation with their supply. We'll get to that in a second, but I want to point something out. A cryptocurrency like Helium, this is exactly what happens when the cryptocurrency pumps. It went from what, under $2 all the way up to $10. Right now is the day that I'm making this video. It's at $4.18. I am not surprised at all that this thing lost 60% of its value, because again, you have the team, you have their friends and family members cashing out their supply. They've been waiting. You know, they've been waiting for a long time. I mean, we had a bear market where Helium was for about a year hanging around $1 to $2. And then they were waiting as they got their vesting releases, as they got their unlocks. They've been waiting for time to cash out. They're not going to cash out at $1 to $2. And so what happens? It goes up to $10 and then they cash out. This is what happens with cryptocurrencies like this. It's what's happening with HBAR right now. It's what's happening with, there's some other ones I'm blanking, but HBAR for sure. Take a look at the HBAR chart. There's actually a lot of cryptocurrencies that this is happening to right at this moment in April of 2024. And so, man, you know, they've been waiting for so long to cash out, and finally they cashed out. And if you bought at $10, you were the next round of suckers, and there'll be another round of suckers in the future. So this will go higher. I do have an estimate of a higher price, and we'll talk about that when we get there. But circulating supply, 163 million, 163.7 million. Kind of not surprising that HNT would rise the way it did around the time of another unlock. It is what it is. Okay, what does this look like over the next few years? It's not terrible, like I said. There's nothing major happening, but you can see founders and team, that yellow block, that's quite a significant chunk of the supply, and their chunk of the supply is going to continue to grow. Congratulations, founder and team. I don't care. I'm sure that some of you are annoyed with me by now. I just don't care. This is a scam. Market cap dominance, all time. We're not getting anywhere near its all-time high in market cap dominance, over 0.2%. It's not happening. Again, this had so much hype in 2021. So much hype. There's no way that HNT is going to get the same level of hype this time around. I think this peak right here, this peak, that's about where we're going at the peak for Helium. So what is that? That's 0.07% market cap dominance, assuming a 7 trillion total one market cap. That gives us a market cap of $4.9 billion. That's not a new all-time high in market cap. It's a little under its previous all-time high in market cap. So with an inflationary supply, obviously that means that the price is not going to put in a new all-time high either. And I would say that this is high conviction that HNT will not put in a new all-time high. That they're just going to cash out again, and you'll be, if you buy into this, you're going to be the next sucker. That's okay. If you want to, I mean, that's a, 4 or 5x from here, actually close to a 6x from today's prices. You want to make it 6x, knock yourself out with HNT. That gives us a price of $26.63. And so where are we? We're at $4.18. Yeah, go get your 6x. Good luck with that. Have fun. But these calls for $100 helium, you're just basing it off of last cycle. You're not really doing any research. Where was helium? It peaked at about $50, a little over $50. So I'm calling it to go to about half of where it went in 2021. That sounds about right to me. But you know what? Maybe I'm wrong, because I am communicating some level of conviction here. So if you're really upset with me right now, truth and time go hand in hand, bro. Truth and time go hand in hand. All right. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section of this video. I am landing on $26.63, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know where you think HNT is going. I am always open to new information. Otherwise, I will see you in another video. Peace.